everyone, my name is Chloe and welcome to the Catch-Up-a-thon readathon. So I am so excited for this readathon because I have, I think, 5 Book of the Month books on my shelf and they've just been sitting there. They've got a lot of hype and or have had a lot of hype and I want to read them. So I'm so grateful to Krista and Amy for making me read them. So the first one that I have read is Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. And if you just saw my Alice Feeney vlog that went up last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, I talked about it there, but I'll talk about it briefly now. So Daisy Darker is about a somewhat estranged family who all get back together on this island for the Nana's 80th birthday. So it's 3 sisters, their mom and dad, and then one of them has a teenage daughter, and then also a family friend. So they are all on this island, and at night when it's high tide, I guess, you can tell I live in Kansas, can't you? But you cannot get out. There's 8 hours a day where you cannot get off the island. And so people start dying. They're all stuck together. So you know that it's one of them. Who is it? I don't know. And honestly, the twist, this is based on Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. And I've never read that. So, and somehow I don't know the spoilers about it. So I had no idea about the ending. I don't know if it's the same as that ending or what, but I really was taken off guard by the ending and really enjoy that when thrillers can do that. And it's not like it came out of nowhere, but I was surprised. I did not suspect it. So overall, I really like this book. Strong 4 stars. Great way to start the readathon. So now I'm reading Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. And this one is for my BIPOC author. I can't remember what Daisy Darker fit. I think my newest book of the month. And then my BIPOC author is Nicola Yoon. And so this is an older book of the month about this girl who, she's a teenager. It's a YA book, and it is she can, if she sees a couple kiss, she can see the way their whole relationship will play out. So she can see the ending, if it's going to end, and she's not about that because she's I don't want to know all these endings. And so there's also simultaneously, she is entering a dancing contest. She's not a dancer, but she starts taking dance lessons. She gets paired with this guy and they enter a contest. And so I'm really excited to see how it all goes down. So I'll let you know what I think. So far, I'm a quarter of the way through it and I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely a good refresher because I just did the Alice Feeney vlog where I read a bunch of thrillers back to back. And so this is a nice little contemporary refresher, and then we'll maybe jump back into thrillers. We'll see. So I'll check in later and let you know. Hey everyone, so it's a few days later and I have finished Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon, and I actually really, really liked this. I gave it probably 4 stars. It took me a while to read, but I definitely blame this week in life as opposed to the book because it's just been chaotic. We brought Etta home on Monday, so figuring that stuff out and just focus has been limited. So I took a few days longer than normal, but that's okay. And I would give it 4 stars. This is about, so this girl, she can see, if she sees a couple kiss, she can see their whole relationship, how it's going to end or, whatever that may be. And she is not liking that because she's surrounded by so much heartbreak and knowing how her friends are going to get their heart broken and all that. And she doesn't want to do that. And so she's trying to figure that out. And she's also in this dancing competition. And it's to save this dance studio. And the guy is the owner's grandson. So it's their kind of relationship, friends to lovers kind of thing. And I thought it was really sweet. And I just this was the perfect mix of sweet and then hard hitting, I guess, because there's definitely some hard hitting emotional moments, which is sometimes I really need something like that to love a romance. And so I gave it 4 stars. Really liked it. Now I'm reading You Are Not Alone by Greer, Hendricks, and Sarah Pekkanen, and I'm liking it too. I'm a little bit disengaged in certain parts because this is told in a then and now timeline, and this girl, she sees another woman jump onto the tracks of the subway to commit suicide, and so we get her perspective, and she's numbers obsessed, really maybe almost she's never diagnosed with anything on page, but maybe some Asperger's or something, and just overly concerned with this woman and figuring out her story and all of that. And so she becomes immersed in her life, the woman who committed suicide. So that is going on. And then we also get the 2 best friends of this woman. and some sinister stuff is going on their side. And so we get like their perspective back when she's still alive, and there's a lot of characters in that timeline, kind of, and it's just, it gets a little redundant. So it feels like a long book, even though it's not. I'm not done with it, but I'm close, and I'm enjoying it, but maybe like a 3.5. We'll see when I finish it. So I will let you know what my final thoughts are on that. Hey everyone, so I'm the worst blogger this week, just because, again, well, I can give 1,000 reasons, but adjusting to a baby and all that, and then last night I was up feeding her and like somehow stepped and pivoted really fast, and because she's got a pulse oximeter and stuff, she's got like some gear, and so I was like trying to get it all arranged, and I pivoted really fast and popped my knee cap out of place, and it was like, it was crazy. It looked like I had broken my leg. And so I like called Jeremy. He came up and helped me because I felt like I was going to pass out, and it was just a nightmare. So we are living in the loony bin. If you can hear, the girls are popping the like mailers for the Amazon, like the bubble stuff. So they're doing that. It is a balmy like 40 degrees, but it's going to be 75 today. It was literally a high of like 30 yesterday, and it's going to be 80 tomorrow. So yay for fall. But I have finished a lot since the last time we talked. So I finished You're Not Alone by Greer, Hendricks, and Sarah Pekkanen, and I have not watched the clip from a few days ago to remember what I said, but I am giving it probably 3.5 stars. Like, I was intrigued most of the time. I was interested in what was going on, and like one of the twists I was very taken aback by, but the other one, it was like a twist, and I was like, oh wait, we weren't supposed to know that, because that seemed really obvious. So I liked it. It was good. I don't know I think I told you the premise. This girl named Shay, she gets, she's a witness to somebody committing suicide on the subway, and she just can't let it go. And then the dead girl is Amanda, and her two best friends like befriend Shay, and Shay just starts to do more and more like immersing herself in Amanda's life, and we find out more about their past, the friends' past, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, and so it was good, not great. I don't know. I feel like I'm very meh on Greer, Hendricks, and Sarah Pekkanen. I think the highest I've given their books is The Golden Couple, and I think maybe I gave that 4 stars just because I like the tropes in it. So that's that. Then I read The Giver of Stars by Jojo Moyes, and Jojo Moyes has been so hit and miss for me. I was really scared to get into it, but I loved it. I gave it 4 stars. This one is about the pack horse librarians in like World War II days, I think. And they're in Kentucky, in the hills of Kentucky. They would deliver books to people in rural areas who could not get them. So then a murder maybe happens. A dead body is found, and one of the women is really like put in a bad spot. And we really get to see how women were treated at the time and how things were. And so, yeah, I really like that one. I really like historical sometimes. And then now I'm reading The Hotel Nantucket, so I will follow up about that later. Okay, you guys, we're outside. Well, I'm in my garage, but the door is open and the girls are playing outside. I'm staying in like the enclosed area, but which means neighbors are coming by, like all the things. So The Hotel Nantucket, I am like surprised by how little I'm liking this, honestly. So it's about a hotel that was, it just kind of has a bad reputation. It's kind of gotten run down, and now somebody new has bought it, and they want to like revamp it, and they want to get 5 stars or 5 whatever from 5 keys from this hotel reviewer. And so they're trying to like make this a really luxury resort. And so there's a ghost that is living there, and so that's fun and quirky. It's definitely not scary. It's more of like a cozy thing. And we get to know all the employees of the Hotel Nantucket and what their lives are like. And there's not really a whole lot of point to the story that I'm feeling like, and I'm like 80% through. Except, I mean, they're trying to get these 5 keys or whatever, but otherwise it's really just like these people's lives. And it's a very, like there's almost like a third person omniscient point of view at times. And so it feels kind of distanced. I'm just not really loving it, but I mean, it's decent. I would say if I stopped now, it'd be probably 3.5 stars. It's good, but not great. But I will update with my final thoughts on that, as well as like a wrap up of the burger I built. So we'll chat later. Hey everyone, so I have finished the Hotel Nantucket and I like it just fine. It wasn't great. It definitely is not one of my favorite Elin Hilderbrands, but it was okay. So 3.5 stars on that. I would say if you are a huge Elin Hilderbrand fan, go into this one with lower expectations. And if you have not read her, don't start here. So that is my opinion on that. Anyway, so let's just go ahead and wrap up how this catch-up-a-thon went for me. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at all the prompts. So for my burger, I chose a veggie burger, which is your newest book of the month. So for that, I did Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. And then for my bun, I said a whole wheat, and that was a BIPOC author. So I did Nicola Yoon, Instructions for Dancing. And then a condiment, so ketchup is red, mustard is yellow, and mayo is white. And so the Giver of Stars by Jojo Moyes has all those colors on it. So all the condiments, even though mayo, you guys, I have a thing about mayo and ranch and Alfredo, like white sauces, I just can't do it. I don't know. Ugh, it's just a weird aversion. But then toppings. So Pickle, a book of the month someone influenced you to pick up, and that's Hotel Nantucket by the sweet girl at the high-risk doctor. She influenced me. And then let's see, an intimidating book of the month, I would say also could be a Giver of Stars, because Jojo Moyes has been so hit and miss with me that I was really like scared to pick it up. And then cheese, well, I'm lactose intolerant, so I didn't read a book over 500 pages. Bacon, most anticipated. I am vegetarian, so didn't do that. Lettuce is go-to genre, so that could be You Are Not Alone. I love go-to thrillers, and that's great. And tomato, fast-paced book of the month, could also be You Are Not Alone. So I also thought Instructions for Dancing was pretty fast-paced. It was some good reads this week. So, and then French fries, that's for like activities, not books. And let's see, I did write a review, so that's one. Otherwise, let's see, a fun beverage, didn't really do that. Try a chapter, did not do. Reading sprints, did not do. And Instagram posts, did not do. So I got a small fry, which is great. Probably better for my carb intake. So that is my catch-up-a-thon reading vlog. Thank you so much to Krista and Amy for doing this. They're both awesome. I will link them down below. Yeah, let me know if you've read any of these books, or what yours were if you did this readathon, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.